Is the smoke from the Ralph retort. I really didn't want to write a long-ass article on Cancer Man. By the way, trademarking that. I need to make sure it should say that. I really didn't want to write a long-ass article on Cancer Man James Augustine, formerly James O'Shaughnessy, and all his gay-ass Gator shit. But you know it? If you never go into detail on your side and you're thinking people will just run wild and with their own bullshit. I really thought my last post was one of the great here on the website. Did ya? I didn't want to add to it, but then Gator went on air and apparently mischaracterized some things, so it just has to happen. I say apparently because I don't watch a single minute of their 8-hour therapy session. Let me lay out some indisputable facts, however. I told Gator I wanted him off the show the day after Andy Worski and that fat lesbian he does a show with sent a goon to my actual house. The reason? He was joking around with Worski about Zanny berries on Twitter. Oh, not the Zanny berries. Chat, I don't know. Oh, God, chat. No, not the Zanny berries. You know. Yeah. Hello. Maminko's here. How you doing, Maminko?
I got my. I can't hear you.
Doing good?
Oh gosh.
Oh my God. Are you there?
Maybe it's too hot outside. I can't hear you.
Oh God.
Oh my God! It's not true. It's not true.
Let me join in on the fun here, guys. Come on now.
There we go. Now we all have pill bottles.
Oh God, yeah, the Zanny berries. Oh, that hits a good spot. The reason? He was joking around with Worski about Zanny berries on Twitter. Son of a bitch. Here's the tweet, by the way. Yeah, man, I want to apologize and we'll clear the record on the next Kino Casino. By the way, it was rude. You didn't even invite me to play D&D with you. And Mr. Metokur and Flam had to play it on their own, feeling jealous. Adrian Blair 1. I'm sorry, from Gator. We'll have to invite you to the next one. Bring some Zanny berries. So this is apparently this was on the 22nd. So this is before my stream even. Made a Zanny berry joke. Everything went to shit. Don't know why Gator changed his name to that, but apparently he did. This is a guy, Gator, who I paid every month for almost 2 years. I've literally put food on this fat motherfucker's table, and he's joking around with a cokehead who just sent someone to my home on the very same weekend taking shots at my past drug usage? Disloyal is not the word. Disgusting is more like it. Gator would be crying in his Dakamaru if someone came to his shitty-ass apartment. I've mentioned this already, but I wasn't frightened in the slightest about that clown coming to my house. I would have loved nothing more to come out there with my baseball bat and crack his fucking skull open. But you know, I have cases and court concerns all over the fucking country. Unlike others, I don't run and hide in my anime dungeon, change my name, etc. It's just not something I'm at liberty to do, especially with my daughter about to be born. But do you know who was upset? My fiance. She didn't lose her mind in fear, but she didn't know who it was at first and what a frightening situation. Why, you ask? Someone tried to kidnap her out of her home Someone tried to kidnap her out of her home in September of 2020. The bastard's going to be sentenced for this next week. This is public record. But the way you hear people, certain scumbags talk about it, it's no big deal to come to my house and scare my 7-month pregnant fiancée who was almost kidnapped from her home last year. Yeah, if you think like that, you can kill yourself. Even 30 seconds of fear is 30 seconds too much. Plus, all the people you see talking shit would literally piss their pants if someone showed up to their house, but I'm supposed to be cool with that? Fuck no. And then here's Ralph talking about, this is from I believe he's talking about the Kino Casino where Jesse P.S. from Pod Awful dropped off Pampers at his house. That's what he's referring to in this particular thing. Gator knew someone tried to kidnap her last year. He knew it all, but he still saw fit to roll me under the bus for cheap Twitter laughs. Why? Because he's weak in the mind and spirit, a little bitch, to be quite honest. The very least someone could do in his spot is keep his fucking mouth shut, have some kind of honor. But you know, that's not Gator, apparently. Oh, and he wasn't happy with his compensation. Well, that's news to me. Gator, and I really hope he tries to deny this, never once complained to me about one red cent. Men ask for money if they want more money. I don't run a fucking charity. And to be quite honest with you, he's been phoning it in for months. And barely appearing on the show. Guy like Southern Dingo has added 1 million times more to the on-air entertainment in the last 6 months. Not one single brain can argue this. This dude wasn't pulling his ample weight. That's the simple matter of the fact. Anyway, after I caught the beat down here in Lisbon, I messaged him and tried to just forget that. Let's put it behind us. This was my good friend, I thought. He'll let me, let this be a lesson. Life is more important. Why did we did to put it behind us briefly, although he still doesn't want to come back on the show, which, to be honest with you, I was more than fine with. Then he went on Twitter and got his feelings hurt after I wrote my last post. He said he would wish me the best of luck in my future endeavors. This is a line I've used. It comes from Vince McMahon. And he did it to fuck with me, without question. Holy shit, this is long. God, it's like, what? This is teenage girl shit. All right. I wrote him on Discord and said there would be no further need for us to talk, and he gave me the Discord for my show that I had him running. In reality, he did very little after the setup. Next time I heard from him, he was snaking on me with a prolific, out and proud homosexual streamer, Flamenco. I think I had said something about getting rid of dead weight on my live show, but other than that, I was very measured in what I said about this fucking goblin. He goes on an 8-hour wine fest, lol. It was clearly planned and premeditated, which it's fine. That's how the business goes. But anyone acting like a fucking sniveling weasel has any ounce of honor or moral standing is full of shit. He was my personal little bitch for years for the low, low price of $200 a month. The fuck can make up whatever the hell he wants to. But that's the truth. If you wanted more money, you should have asked for it, loser. He's now on Twitter bringing my son into his attack, so I think that pretty much says all you need to know. The dude is scum, and I wouldn't piss on him if he were on fire. Hopefully this cancer shit is the gift that keeps on giving and spreads to another sector. Speaking of cancer, why would you say something about Daddy Jim? Some fucking old man who shakes his cancer medication bottles. Oh, God, it really fucks him up. For some reason, chat, this in particular really fucks him up.
A little, second. Oh, yeah. Hello. Maminko's here. How you doing, Maminko?
I got my... I can't hear
Are you
you.
doing good? Oh, my God. Are you there?
Maybe it's too hot outside. I can't hear you.
Oh, God.
Flamenco, it's not true. It's not true.
Let me join in on the fun here, guys. Now.
There we go. Now we all have pill bottles.
Goddamn old man shaking his fucking pill bottles at me. Some fucking old man who shakes his cancer medication at me and talks shit about me every time I hear him open his goddamn mouth on the top of that shit isn't even funny. It's the same old stale joke like his actual life. Oh, well, I beg to differ. I think it's quite hilarious. I find it more funny now, to be honest with you, than I did before. Let's loop some more of this shit.
Flamenco, are you there? Why can't I hear you, Flamenco? Should I retry it again? Flamenco! What about now, Flamenco? Flamenco, what about now? Well, answer the fucking question. I mean, you sound like a real fucking dipshit. And I'm going to be dead honest with you. You want to talk about spilling tea? I don't give a fuck. I spent more on spilt liquor than most of you motherfuckers spilt on new shoes.
What are you talking about?
In a minute, I'm going to come. Yeah.
Oh, God, that's good. It's some old stale joke like his actual life. That guy lives in a fucking constant state of fear and refuses to even leave his home lest he get sneezed on and die. It was dead wrong on the biggest issue of our lifetimes, COVID-19. For months he promoted that nonsense that we needed to shut down our whole world, came on my show and said the same thing. Then he disappeared for a year and he still hasn't owned up to the worst call of our lifetimes. I like how he's putting a lot of, it's like I run this. Like I got like Fauci on the hotline. I got a whole phone bank in front of me. Everybody, are you ready? We need to discuss this COVID-19 thing. Big Jim's calling the shots. Don't make me wag my pill bottles at you. And he's just an annoying faggot. Joking about someone is one thing. I joke about myself constantly. My life is insane. But when every time you see someone they're talking shit, it's not good-natured. It's a guy trying to put someone else down, and I just don't think some old scary-minded anime dungeon-having freak deserves any respect anymore. At one time, I felt differently. I've been very deferential to this guy. That shit is beyond over. I'm not Gator. I don't roll over for anyone. You know, when he's talking about, I should insert this here. Hold on 1 second, chat. Let me find something where he's like, one time I felt differently, right? Okay. Let's go find that one time that he felt differently. Let me see if I can find the clip. Oh, chat, you're going to wonder, what is Jim looking for exactly? What clip is Jim actually looking for? Well, let's see if I can find it. So we're buried in here, hopefully. Hopefully. I think this is it. Okay. This might be how he one time felt a little differently.
That golden voice, the docile tones of the internet aristocrat while I'm hitting it, yeah. I'd much rather hit it.
He's a farmer in Minnesota, so he's probably got muscles.
He's probably like strapping as fuck. He looks like Jake Gyllenhaal off Brokeback Mountain or some shit. Yeah, no doubt.
Okay.
And we know Milo's pretty hot for him too, so there's a potential for a three-way there.
He did give Milo that pro.
Those dulcet tones. Oh, Mr. Metokur and his dulcet tones. Oh, he's got the body of a farmer. Sometimes my vagina gets a little bit wet when I think about Farmer Jim coming to pay me a visit, shaking his pill bottle as he pulls me down, whispers sweet nothings in my ear about the Gamergate, tells me about how close he is to Milo, and then inserts himself inside of me. The warmth of Farmer Jim deep inside of me as I picture Jake Gyllenhaal pumping and dumping my rubber. Holy shit. Okay. All right, let's get back to it. Anyway, that's what we meant by felt a little bit differently. Felt tiny bit differently about it at one time. Everything you see from him is fake. He was scared shitless of getting sued by that old monograph loser, so shitless in fact that he changed his own name. Do you know how that was discovered, by the way? His cam whore partner got her card pulled because she was too sloppy to keep up. Sloppy's a theme with her. This is the mighty Metokur, the king of fake anonymity who name-fagged his whole life, who was against Patreon and merch before he was for it, who was actually just a scared senior citizen not too far off from the literal nursing home. By the way, I'm like 3 years older than this dude. just in case, everybody needs to keep up a little bit. I don't know. Is he terrified? In like 3 years' time, is he going to just jump off a bridge because he's become a decrepit old man? I don't know. I'm way past acting like this dude has any standing to talk shit about anyone's life and not get some smoke in return, motherfucker. You sit in your house terrified, watch Japanese cartoons all day? I would sooner die than live your pathetic existence. That's no hyperbole. I would rather die than watch Japanese cartoons. It's very sane stance to take. Some people wanted me to go into detail, so there you go. I think you're starting to catch my drift, whether you agree or not. I'm not going to live as a fake. I'm not going to give deference to some subpar ex-employee who ratted on me while I was in my hospital bed. And I'm for damn sure not going to give any more fucks about addressing anyone or any topic. If you want smoke, you can get it. Oh. Whew. That's a lot of smoke, chat. Oh, I'm smoked out. Cancer man's got to catch his breath, chat. It's a lot of smoke to deal with.